There are fuzzy lines around buzzwords, livability. What are the characteristics of a community? How will we measure our insecurity versus contentment? And how will we highlight inequalities without then breeding resentment? Is your street safe for social interaction, or do you avoid strangers' attention? Is your neighbourhood's attraction a public park or pub and pokies with a pension? Is your monthly budget relative to any payment plans available? Are your thoughts on the environment subjective because clean air is unattainable where you live? Or do you find joy and liberation in putting out all that you can give? Are your job and lifestyle self-sustainable? How pretty is your city? Tell me, is your life livable? In Adelaide, we have green space aplenty, parks and playgrounds rarely empty, our children safe and to be envied, but what about our native species? Don't their young deserve protection too? And aren't our reserves worth the same as you? Since we move faster than evolution, it's our turn for adaptation. Preserve biodiversity, address upcoming threats early, recreate the habitats we hurt and further lift this livability, because this land was never ours to dare demolish. Always was and always will belong to those who've been impoverished. There's not a doubt that they were here first, longest standing human presence on earth, and yet their conditions are worse now than if we'd never unsettled here. History wars have worn them sore. There was life and it's been obstructed. There was law and it got corrupted. So I wonder what we mean when we say livable. I guess at least some things cannot be killed. 150 years on and the first people are still strong. They're unconquerable. To resuscitate their languages demonstrates their incomparable skill and cleverness and love. A tender tongue has learned to unify. Now let us listen. Pay attention to tent embassies. They never ceded sovereignty. We can meet their wants and needs. Respect is free. It is our duty. The debt's outstanding, so be upstanding and give your understanding. Give recognition to expand our coalescence into union and live peacefully. We're all responsible for this landscape now, so come on, let's keep it healthy. We can make it better, stronger. We have the technology, but we cannot wait longer. Undertake the change in strategy, embrace the practicality of precision production, environmental impact reduction instead of restruction, and keep your profits for generations. We've already caused the damage, and it's time for restoration. We're number one, largest carbon emitter per capita, and forever on the run from accountability for causing the climate's climb towards lability, often too politically defensive to show any authenticity unless you look at our communities, putting worth behind the word sustainability, who foster interest in our children to develop their abilities and take personal responsibility, from backyard gardening to planting trees with schools, from one volunteer to thousands pulled, turn education to collaboration, and though we should have started sooner, let's not dig holes without room for roots. Facilitate our future. Regenerate our power. It is renewable. Our state has half the wind turbines, and I'm a big fan too because they're doing fine, contributing almost 20% of our current energy's line of electricity. And we hope that that inclines, because then we can save some money and we can buy some time. Turns out the sky is a gold mine, and it turns out the sky is the limit, and it turns out it's a gold mine. And our grassroots intertwine to turn to action on the ground. Our communities show solidarity, and so our qualities compound. From farmers' markets to the bike kitchen, the Welcome Centre and the APN lead by example. We say now, not when. We uplift each other time and time again. So maybe trying top-down was always backwards, and the bottom-up solution is a growing revolution that may lead to transformations that we all need. We have done better than other cities, but that doesn't mean that we can't improve. And to make investments into life just means there's more to gain than lose. Tonight's been a discussion of approaches we can use. Perhaps what makes our city livable is that we have the chance to choose.